No words. Distance equals rate times time. That's a formula, by the way. How far you're going, how fast you're going, times how many miles per hour. 60 miles per hour for 2 hours, 120 miles. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I want you to solve for R. How can I get R by itself? Divide by T. Divide by T. Rate equals distance divided by T. Is that simple? Well, that's an easy one. Oh, these are going to get hard. Solve for X. What do I do to both sides? Add M. X equals 6 plus M. You can't add those, so you're done. As long as you have the variable that I'm asking you to solve for by itself, you're finished. You did this?
Yeah. But what if you would have asked us for M?
Yeah, I think we did this.
Good question. What if I would have asked for M? Let's just do that. Then I would subtract X. Negative M equals 6 minus X. Now I need to divide or multiply everything by negative 1. M equals negative 6 positive X. Okay? Oh, if you did this, then this is great. Let's solve for K.
Multiply by
M. What do you want me to do?
Multiply by M.
Multiply by M. Watch what happens. I'll do it over here wrong. Multiply by M. Multiply by M. M squared over K. XM. Didn't help much, did it?
Multiply by 1 of.
Try something else.
Divide by X.
Divide by X.
Not divide. Multiply. That wouldn't work. No.
Multiply K.
Let's try multiplying by K. Well, it's going to get it over here to make it an easy problem. Multiply by K. M equals XK. Now what? Divide by X. Very good. K equals M over X. Yeah?
We were solving for M.
We were solving for K.
Oh. I heard M.
I think I put an M and K.
Now, here's why you really want to learn how to do this. Solving for y, remember, y equals mx plus b, slope and all that. That's why you probably did do this, because you had to solve for y a lot. All right, let's solve for y. This is the most important kind for algebra, because you're going to be solving for y constantly. Okay? How do I solve for y? Subtract 3x first. You always want to get rid of the plus and the minus. 2y, and I'm going to put this first to make it in standard form. Now, divide by 2. Now you have two choices here. Since this is a linear equation, it graphs into a line, you probably want to go ahead and divide by 2. Negative 3 halves x plus 4. And since we're on this, do you know anything about this equation? What's the y-intercept?
4.
Right, that means your line goes through there. Does your line go uphill or downhill?
Down.
Downhill. At what rate does it go down?
-3.
What do you mean -3?
Okay, so it's going
It goes down
Goes
3
down 3,
over 2.
right 2.
Down 3, right 2. Down 3, right 2. Down 3, right 2, down 3, right 2, and then that would be your line. Very important in algebra for when you're going to be doing story problems. All right. I'm going to make these a lot harder just for you to practice, but I won't test you on anything hard. Solving for y is probably the most important one. All right, let's y minus 3x equals 12. And by the way, anytime I tell you to solve for y, I want it to look like that at the end. All right, what do I do? Add 3x. Y equals 3x plus 12. That means you start at 0, 12, and you're going to go up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. And I'm sure Miss Hardy also went over with you. Let's say you're starting at 12, and you have nowhere to go.
You go down 3, left 1.
Down 3, left 1 is the same as up 3, right 1. Same thing. That helps you go the other way, in case you run out of room. Okay, so far so good. All right, let's do a hard one. We know how much you love fractions.
I actually do like fractions.
We're going to solve for h. Any suggestions?
Subtract.
Both sides.
I'll subtract. It's okay. I would have gotten rid of the fraction first.
Yeah,
We should go back and do that. No.
we'll do it later. We'll do it after.
We can do it after. How am I going to get that h by itself? Yeah, multiply by 3/2. You can multiply by 3/2, but then you got a mess here. That's why I think you should just get rid of that fraction first. Multiply everything by 3. 3. Don't forget parentheses and the distributive property. So here we have 3a, 2h, 24. Much easier. Now we're solving for h, so we're going to subtract 24. 3a minus 24, 2h,
Divide by 2.
divide by 2. Now, since 3 can't be divided by 2, this is an acceptable answer. Or you could put 3/2 a minus 12. Both acceptable. Now, if this number can go into both of these, you should not leave it. Let's change it, for example. Let's say this was a 4. Then I would say don't leave it, because it's not in simplest form at all. This would be 2a minus 12. Okay? So if one of them is a fraction, unless we're solving for y, then we're going to divide no matter what. But if one of them is a fraction, you will see the answer 2 ways. Like, okay, 3a plus 7 over 5, can't divide. That's acceptable. That's the same answer as 3a over 5 plus 7/5. Likely this will be the choice. But if it's this, then that will not be a choice. That is divisible both ways, so that would be a plus 3. Yeah.
On the other problem, couldn't you simplify it again to just get a minus 6?
No, you can't change equation to half of what it is. The only way, if you wanted to divide these both by 2, you have to divide that by 2. And then you don't have h by itself. Okay. Keep asking, keep asking. Here's a really hard one. This is a real formula, by the way. This is speed of how fast you type words per minute. This W is the number of words that you typed in a certain time frame, minus 10 times how many errors you made. You know, when you tell somebody, I can type 80 words a minute, well, that's great with no mistakes. So this would figure out with mistakes, and then you divide by how many minutes you did it. That's a real formula. There's a formula for everything. There's even a formula when you go to an accident and there's a skid mark, you know, and there's the accident. They measure the skid mark and they can tell how fast that car was going.
So the 10 represents E? Or the...
No, it's 10 times E.
Oh, okay.
So let's solve this for W. That's as hard as it gets.
Okay.
What do we do first?
Multiply it.
Multiply by M. Let's get rid of this. S times M. No, it's not so hard.
Add 10.
Remember, we're doing for W. Add 10E. Yeah.
Okay.
Ready to go to the board and practice?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Take out some scrap paper.
So you're not taking that.